Hello everyone and welcome to Research Academy. So before I go ahead with the topic, let us absorb one thing in our mind, that there are around 10 minor acts given in the UGC NET syllabus. And while seeing the trend, at least one or two questions have been always asked. So if you calculate the proportion, there are 100 questions given in the paper 2, and out of which at least 20 questions are from minor acts. And so far, no minor act has been ignored or left out. So every minor act has been included in the exam. So kindly understand the relevance of minor act. Don't sideline them. Therefore, keeping in view the importance of minor act for your UGC NET exam, let us have a discussion on the new Consumer Protection Act 2019. Why this topic is important? See, you might have seen the previous year question paper. Until 2020, the questions from the old act, which is 1996 act, has been asked. Now, this new act has came into existence on 20th of July 2020. So the chances are likely high that for this upcoming exam, you are going to get questions from the new act. So let us start this video. So the new Consumer Protection Act 2019 has completely replaced the old act. And before us, we have a comparison chart between the old act and the new act. So you can see that what are the new provisions which has been taken into care under the new act. Like there has been appointment of regulator known as Central Consumer Protection Authority. You will see that there will be change in the pecuniary jurisdiction also. And there is an introduction of two new concepts, which is mediation cells and e-commerce. You can also pause this video and have a look over this chart. Under section 2, you are going to find the definition clause. And herein I have tried to compile the important terms and phrases which could be relevant for your UGC NET exam. So let us start with this. So under section 2, subsection 4, you are going to find the definition for central authority. So who is the central authority? It is the Central Consumer Protection Authority. It is a new regulator which is being given under the new act, right? Second is the complainant definition. The complainant definition has been given under section 2, subsection 5. So over here, the list has been given that who could be the prospective or who could be the complainant according to the new act. So it could be the consumer, or it could be the voluntary consumer association. It could be government, whether central or state. It could be central authority, right? So the list is given before you. Moving ahead, under section 2, subsection 8, you are going to find the definition for consumer. Yes, this is Consumer Protection Act, and you must know that who is the consumer. So the consumer is a person who buys any good for a consideration or who hires or avails any service for consideration, right? And for this, for a person to be called as a consumer, he must not buy any good or hire any service for commercial purpose. Now we have consumer rights. It is defined under section 2, subsection 9. In the old act also there is a reference of consumer rights, and there were also 6 rights conferred to the consumer. In the same way, under this new act, you are going to find the 6 rights, which is right to be protected, right to be informed, right to be assured, right to be heard and be assured, right to seek redressal against unfair trade practice, and right to consumer awareness. So mark it that it is given under section 2, subsection 9. So under section 2, subsection 29, you are going to find the definition for National Commission. We do have District Commission also, we do have State Commission also, which we will discuss it. Then under section 2, subsection 31, you are going to find the definition for person. So over here, the scope of person which is being given under the new act, it is wide. It is not only limited to the individual, but it also covers the other entities like the firm, like the HUF, cooperative society or association of person, or any body corporate, or any artificial juridical person. So this is the scope of person according to the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Then finally, we do have unfair trade practice. Yes, it is given under section 2, subsection 47. So unfair practice means it is the unfair method or the unfair deceptive practice for promoting the sale, use or supply of any goods or services. So these were the important definitions. Now we have concept of Consumer Protection Council. Was this concept present in the previous act also? The answer to this is yes, it was present in the previous act. But in this new act, it has got some modifications. Let us see what is that. So the Central Consumer Protection Council, it will act as an advisory board on consumer issues, and it will be headed by the Union Minister of Consumer Affairs, right? So under section 3, you are going to find the clause related to the Central Council. Whereas under section 6, you are going to find State Council. So the State Council has been established by the state government after notifying the same. Whereas under section 8, you are going to find the District Council. Same, the central government by notification will establish District Council for every district. So all these three councils will act as an advisory councils who will be working upon the consumer issues. So for your exam, just do remember that under which section which council has been given. So under section 3, Central Council has been given, under section 6, State Council has been given, and under section 8, District Council has been given. Now we have the concept of Central Consumer Protection Authority, or in short we may call it as CCPA. So this is a new regulator which has been introduced in the Consumer Protection 2019 Act. So let us quickly see that what are its power. So it has got the power to inquire or investigate into the matters relating to the violation of consumer rights or unfair trade practices, whether it can investigate either on a basis of suo motu or on complaint received or on a direction received from the central government, right? Second, it has got the power to recall if it has found that the goods are or the services are unsafe. The third is that it can order for the discontinuance of unfair trade practices and misleading advertisement. Thereby, he can also impose penalties for the same. So for the exam point of view, what are the crucial sections which you should remember for CCPA? So under section 10, you are going to find the establishment of this authority, whereas under section 11, you are going to find the qualifications. Section 20 is quite important for CCPA. The reason is that section 20 confers the power to recall goods or withdrawal of services. So if the CCPA has found that the goods or the services are dangerous, hazardous or unsafe, it may pass an order for refund for that goods or services so recalled. So this is quite important, section 20. And then we do have section 21. Section 21 specifically addresses that if the CCPA has found that the advertisement which has been rolling in the market, it is found to be false or misleading, then what are the steps it can take? So then in this kind of situation, the CCPA may issue directions to the trader, manufacturer or any person who is involved after the misleading advertisement that whether they should withdraw this advertisement or they should modify it. Otherwise, the penalty from rupees 10 lakh to 50 lakhs will be imposed upon them, and it may also attract the imprisonment up to 5 years. Now we have Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission. So this commission was also present in the previous act also. So what new thing or what modification you are going to find under this new act? Let us see. So under section 28, you are going to find District Commission, whereas its pecuniary jurisdiction is only limited to 1 crore, right? Under section 42, you are going to find State Commission. Its pecuniary jurisdiction is limited from 1 crore to 10 crore. Whereas under section 53, National Commission will be established and it can entertain the cases which has got value more than 10 crore. So kindly do remember that what are the pecuniary jurisdiction of these commissions, and if you can remember that under which section these commissions has been established. Because in the previous trend, we have mostly seen that, in the match of the following types of question, you might, get these kind of questions. So let us quickly see that what are the other points which could be relevant for your exam. So first is section 69 that talks about the limitation period, which has happened to be 2 years. Next is the mediation cell. So this is the main attraction of CPA 2019. The fact is that it has been a newly introduced concept. It wasn't present in the previous act. Right? So mediation is popular to simplify the adjudication process. So same is with the case of the consumer related case. So how it will happen or how it will execute? So So a complaint will be referred by the Consumer Commission for mediation. So if the Consumer Commission will see that, okay, yes, there is a scope for the early settlement, then it will refer the matter to the mediation cell. Mediation will be held in the mediation cells and which will be established under the aegis of Consumer Commission. And there will be no appeal against settlement through mediation. Now, what you should remember for the exam? Section 74 talks about the establishment of mediation cell. Section 79 talks about the procedure for mediation, whereas Section 80 talks about the settlement through mediation. So these three sections, do remember it. Again, we do have a new concept which is related to the product liability. So what is this product liability? Under Section 82, you are going to find this concept. Let us see what is this. So a manufacturer or a product service provider or a product seller will be held liable to compensate for the injury or damage caused by the defective product or deficiency in the services. So this kind of liability, it wasn't present in the previous act. So all these things are quite compensating for the consumers. Next point is that there will be no fee for filing cases which has got a value up till 5 lakh rupees. So under CPA 2019 Act, you are going to find three major authorities. First is Consumer Protection Council, which is going to act as an advisory board. Second is Consumer Protection Authority, or in short we may call it as CCPA, which will investigate into the matters, and it has also got a power of search and seizure. Third is the Dispute Redressal Commission, which will work as a consumer court, and it will entertain the cases according to its pecuniary jurisdiction. So these were the important points which could be relevant for your UGC NET exam. Please like and share this video with your friends and subscribe with Juris Search Academy and hit on the bell icon to get the updates.